What's up, guys? How's it going? Welcome back to another unboxing showcase review, and we're going to continue doing some more Marvel Legends, considering the fact I'm starting to find the Across the Spider-Verse wave for all of this Marvel Legends. I am actually excited for this wave because really, right off the bat, because I like stylization. I like differences. I like things when, there's a whole other take on the character, a whole other look, an artistic different style, a different style for it. So when I first saw these, at first I was like, I don't know if that kind of translate well into action figure form. But then, of course, when you get it in hand, it looks really good. So I'm gonna play around with it, see what it's all about. Of course, I'm a fan of Spider-Man. I'm a fan of this property of Miles Morales and the whole movie animation. It's really cool. So we're gonna take a look at this one because 2099 was probably the number one figure that I wanted from this wave outside of like the Cyborg Spider-Woman. So I already had cut the bottom because, I'm a crazy like that. If you guys have seen my live stream, when I cut open retro cards, I cut them like this. So that's just me. That's the collector in me. That's the craziness of me keeping boxes, but that's how it is. If I have doubles of it, maybe I throw it out, but this is how I cut it open, and here is how it comes out of the tray. It's been a while. We haven't seen, something like this where, there's a paper insert that's glued onto the plastic tray. But as you can see, this is how it is packaged in here. There's not much to it. There is a plastic piece that is on the back of him, I guess to just, keep the cape straight. So we'll just put that down. He does have the extra hands, which will take it out. But let me just kind of get all through that and set everything up for you. All right, guys, there you have it. There is Spider-Man 2099. Very excited to have it, as I've said before. This looks great. To me, this looks great. I like the whole look of it. This whole animation stylization captured into an action figure. It looks really cool to me. Yes, it's going to be very different on my shelf for the other Marvel Legends that I have, for, all the Spider-Mans that I have. But I can welcome that. I like that. I like having differences to kind of play off with each other. And considering you can consider this as like Spiderverse or Multiverse type of thing, it can work. It can look really good. So let's take a look right off the bat. We do have his only accessories, which is pretty common with Marvel Legends, and I've kind of voiced my opinion on that as well. We definitely just have the hands, the extra hands. These are just open palm hands. The expressive, yeah, maybe you could say so. It's not too bad. It looks pretty good. The paint seems like there's a little bit of splotchiness, but I think overall you get the gist of how they were trying to do it. At least they did what they're supposed to. I mean, they got the red on the palm side, and then they got the markings for the uniform on the other, especially with the knuckles right there. I wish he had more, like another set of hands for like claw attack hands, so to speak. So this is what we got. But well, the other accessories, I guess you can call it, is his fists, which his fists are also right on the body itself. So with paint and sculpt, let's go over paint and sculpt. It's very simple, to be honest. This is as simple as it gets because of the red and the blue. So you can already tell that this is all blue plastic. And then you can see how the red paint is applied to the certain areas. Now, granted, I think the shoulders, I can't really tell. It seems like the shoulders might be a red plastic. Yeah, the shoulders might be a red plastic, and then there's blue painted to where it needs to be. That's where I see that as. Outside of that, everything else is blue plastic. What you can see, there is some detail right here. You can see that all on his shoulders and in the chest area where his Spider-Man logo is. So you can see that all throughout. It's also in his bicep right there, of course, in the fin that's going on, in which you saw it on the hands as well. You saw them on the hands too. So it still looks pretty good. I feel like maybe a wash maybe could have helped bring that out. I have to see the animation a little bit more. I know it's really fast moving in the animation, or the trailer, I should say. So I might not be able to make it out, but I mean, you could see the detail right now for where that is. It's just not brought out because of the paint. It's just the red paint or the red plastic that's applied on there, and that's it. At least this is clean. This looks really good. It does cut off right there, which is unfortunate. If they kind of just kept it going a little bit, that would have been nice. For some reason they do that with all their other Spider-Mans, yet for this one they did not. On the back, of course, we have this translucent cape for it. It's kind of weird to me. Well, first of all, it's plastic, so I mean, what else can you say? We get our capes, we got our plastic capes from Marvel Legends anyway, but it is just glued in on the back, and you can see how it's glued in. It's like this long channel back there. So I guess that's the way they did it. Maybe they didn't want to interfere with maybe putting a peg hold cape on there. I don't really get the decision on this part, because normally we get one that's just pegged into the back and then it's applied, but maybe they wanted to make sure it's attached to the shoulders. So head sculpt looks very simple, still very nice. The lines are done well. There's no, it's not offset in any way, so it looks pretty good. And then of course with the arms, we got these fins going out here like so. That's still applied nicely. There is some splotchiness on the forearms though. You can see a little bit where the red isn't placed on there nicely. You can see that it's going on top of the blue. So that's little things here and there. And then of course it's just blue on the legs, blue plastic, and then we have some red channel sets here like so. And then of course there's red on the bottom of the feet. So still looks very good. I like it, just because it's a different artistic style of it, but it looks really good. All right, and with articulation, we can move left and right. We can look up that much, and we can only look down that much. It's got a dumbbell joint. If it was a hinge, I think we would have had better range. So that's the only drawback to it. I mean, the heads are very different because they're smaller in size, and the shape is completely different. So I think I understand using a dumbbell joint, but I know a hinge would have probably been better. We have the shoulders that can go up that far. It does stop it because of the bulkiness here, so it's going to stop you right there. Upper bicep swivel, and the double jointed elbows, which is pinless. And you have to understand, I think you guys can easily see this. This entire wave is all new sculpt. Everything is new. So I'm pretty sure everything is pinless on these figures. So that's good to see it. And I like that. It's nice. So we have, this is flexible. So, I mean, it can bend around. I'm afraid that any more pushing might, rip out of that, but I doubt I'm going to be that violent with the figure. Wrist turn, and of course we have horizontal hinges on the wrist pegs. Of course, we have a ab crunch, which can go that far forward and then that far back. A waist swivel, which, hey, it's a waist swivel. I get it. It's kind of keeping that seamless lines in the body. So they did a waist cut. At least they did a waist cut. I mean, God forbid if we didn't get a waist cut. We have the upper thigh cut, and then of course the double jointed knee, which is pinless, which is still very nice. And then we have our feet that can go forward that much and back pretty far. You can pretty much bend it back that far, and of course it pivots, so everything works like we normally see out of our Marvel Legends, and that's still pretty good to see that we got that all. This is the peg looks more exposed. I think that needs a little bit more work to heat up, so that way it stays in there properly. It hasn't popped out, but that's my fear. It's just a little gappy right there, but we can fix that. All right, so simply playing around with this figure is actually very smooth. It works very, very nicely. You can move it around like your typical Marvel Legends figure. And what's funny is because this is a tall figure. It definitely is a taller figure. He can definitely move like he should, but there are some instances where I wish he had like butterfly joints. Because with the butterfly joints, it would have been very, very nice to see that. We can make some flight poses out of this thing. He can definitely kick up pretty high. So when it comes to fighting, I think we can easily put him into some pretty good fighting positions. Oh, there it is. I popped it off. I knew that might happen if I worked it just a little bit. But the fighting, I'm sorry guys, I didn't even move the camera. The fighting is poses that you can get out of this is actually pretty decent. You're gonna have to mess with the legs a little bit just because, you know, those are the smaller parts, and so he can be a little bit more top heavy, but once you get him into position, I think it'll work pretty nicely. Can he balance on one foot? More than likely. If he can do the running pose, I'm pretty sure we can make it work. I know it's a little bit different considering the fact that he's bigger on the on the upper torso part, but you can definitely work with it. And as long as you got these strong ankles, I mean, there you go. You can see how you can easily get him in a running pose. I know sometimes I like to do, when it comes to, look at that, like you can make him do, oh no, there's no way he can do this. It's not possible. If he did, it would be crazy, but he could probably do, quite the Spartan kick if he wanted to. You know what I mean? You could try something like that, but there's a lot you can work with. I wish he had some kind of effects. That would have been really helpful with any of our figures that we get from Marvel Legends, but I know that when it comes to it, hands are really your best option with Marvel Legends. Okay, so he is standing at 6 3/4 tall, so that's pretty tall if you think about it. And in comparison, let's start with a larger figure, because I do have, quite the mess here on the floor. But here's Strife. Strife, of course, is definitely a bigger figure, and I don't have him ready to stand. Oh, I got him to stand. But you can see he's pretty up there with Strife. He's a tall figure. And I do have a Mezco figure out here. I got Atticus Doom just so we could see in terms of height. Now, Atticus Doom is definitely a smaller figure in the Mezco line, but I wanted to see the comparison. And of course, we got Belphegor from our Mythic Legions line. And here we have G.I. Joe Classified series. We got our Crimson Guard. Now for some male Marvel Legend figures. Here's Wolverine, because considering shorter male, and then we got the new Vulcan on that new body. And he's still taller than Vulcan. And some Marvel Legend females. I got Psylocke on the older female body, as well as Dark Phoenix in the newer female body. They're both pretty much the same height, but as you can see, he's much taller. And here I have the Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man, which is one of my favorite figures because I love the articulation on that body. But this figure is awesome too. So seeing in comparison, you can see the difference between the two. And why not throw in a Build-A-Figure? Here is Venompool. Alright guys, there you have it. There is my unboxing showcase review on the new Marvel Legends Spider-Man 2099 from the Across the Spiderverse wave. So, do I like this figure? Yes, I do like this figure. I definitely like Spider-Man 2099. Of course, he's like one of my favorite Spider-Man characters. So, seeing this in this artistic stylized form, I do like it a lot. It's really cool. Is it a good figure? Yeah, it's a pretty good figure. It's got all pinless joints, which is nice. It's got all your basic articulations that you would normally find from a Marvel Legends, but there are some missed opportunities with paint, of course, and there's a little bit going on with the articulation. I think it's just a little loose than what you normally would find out of your Marvel Legends figures. Can you fix it? Can you work with it? Yes, you can definitely work with it. Just take a look. You'll be able to get certain poses that you might want out of them. So it's a lot of fun, and it's Spider-Man. So I'm practically all in for this wave. So let me know what you guys think. I would greatly appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe. On our way to our 5,000 subscriber goal. I would greatly appreciate your support. So thank you guys very much for watching. Hope to see you soon, and I hope to see you on the next hunt.